kids say these days. Those be fire AF. Hello, everybody. And in my journey of keeping shrimp and breeding shrimp and all my different projects, today's tank and project is going to be my 20-gallon long Project Reds, where we are trying to make the very best red cherry shrimp that we can. Probably 5 or 6 months ago, this tank had a huge setback. Now, at the time, I didn't realize what had happened, but I ended up killing like 99% of the shrimp that were in this tank, and I didn't know why for months. And then I've been racking my brain. About a month or so ago, I was thinking about it again, just trying to rack my brain, trying to figure out what went wrong. And I remembered that I had kicked over a bucket full of algae and duckweed and some water in it. And I used my shop vac to vac it up. Well, I only use my shop vac for my tanks and tank stuff, so I don't have the filter to keep the dust out. Well, there's stuff on the floor besides the plants in the water, like dog hair that possibly had been treated with flea meds. And I remember looking up and there was dog hair and dust and, all the little fine stuff. It was all up in the air, and the exhaust of the shop vac was pointing right up here. And eventually I look in here and all the shrimp are dead, except for a few. Well, I restarted it and hoped for the best. And I didn't mention it because I'm not like, hey, I killed all my shrimp, and I don't know why, but it happens to everyone. Everyone is going to kill shrimp. Luckily, I don't do it too often, but this is one of the ones that went really bad. And so it's been probably 6-7 months. I think I said 5 or 6, probably been 6 or 7 since this happened. And I'm just now starting to see a bunch of good looking shrimp in here, and they're not as good as they were before, unfortunately, but we're trying to make them better, and we're going to try to take like the other ones we've been doing here lately. This is to make the best red shrimp to take outside for the new project outside. Well, first thing we gotta do is check out these shrimp and make these shrimp the best that we possibly can, is to pull out all the crap. So this tank has duckweed and moss growing where we don't want moss to grow. So we're going to take all that out, and we're going to pull out. There's probably going to be 100 bad males we got to get out of here, I'm guessing, because that's how these reds work. Almost all the females are super awesome, but finding the good males, oof, that's a tough one with these reds. That's why I sell them as Sakuras and not Fire Red, because there's just too many males that you can't not Fire Red. I've thought about, I had my mind set up, or I had my mind made up that I was going to get a different batch of reds, but I saw these guys are starting to do good and looking pretty good. So I'm going to keep going with these, see where we can go with them. First thing I want to do is use the shop vac that we get right here, and I use that to get the duckweed. I'll show you guys how I do that. Alright, so it's important that you can see the bottom, and you see these shrimp right here. You're like, get away, shrimps. We're trying to do stuff here. Get away, shrimps. We're trying to do stuff here. Alright. Let's see what happens. And that's how we say saya frickin' nara to goddamn duckweed. Yeah, that's the best way I have discovered to get rid of it. Can you believe there's actually people asking to buy that crap? That just blows my mind. If you're new and you're thinking about wanting to get duckweed, don't do it. It's fish tank herpes. You don't want it. Alright, the first thing we do on these things is put some water in a bucket. Because we're going to put all the moss in a bucket. And we're inevitably going to get some shrimp in there, no matter how hard we try. So, the shrimp that would end up in here on accident, they'll be cool. We're going to keep going in the bucket, and we can sort them out later. Alright, let's get going. The good thing about this tank is the moss is flawless, and I still see a few pieces of duckweed in here I missed. Oh, look at that. You just tear apart moss and shrimp come flying out. Oh, there's more shrimp in here than I thought. Wow, that's pretty exciting. I'm happy about that. Said we were down to like 7 or 8 shrimp, for real, after that die off. Yeah, there's a lot of them and they look pretty decent, pretty good. Pretty good. See if I can show you guys what I'm looking at here. Alright. I got this new tripod and it extends to be like 7 or 8 feet tall. Yeah, like 6 feet tall. It's handy to have when I'm making these kind of videos. But before I had like a 4 foot standing on a ladder with the tripod in front of me, so it makes it easier. It gets kind of wobbly when you get it extended up because I am standing on a ladder. Ooh, those are really good ones right there. Look at that shrimp. Right there. That's a nice one. Of course, the females are almost always good. I've had these reds. They're the first time I ever got shrimp. I got 10 of these reds from Lucas Brett's. And those 10 reds have turned into thousands and thousands and thousands of shrimp. But back when I was doing wholesale, I was taking like 500 shrimp every month or so. So I've got, yeah, these are good, man. These are really, oh man, there's a lot of them too. I did not think there would be that many. So we're gonna get super picky on the calling, and we're gonna make our pretty cherry shrimp even prettier. Man, pretty good. I think maybe it was May or June that this happened, but 6-7 months. But like I said, this is a top tank. It's a project tank that I just usually restart, and it's been overgrown for probably 3 or 4 months. I never really saw that many shrimp in here, so I was just like, I was debating what to do with this tank, like I said earlier. I was thinking about trying to get some new red genetics, because after when I had that die off in this tank, I was pretty discouraged. But I think these are pretty good. Alright, let's take a look at what we got here. Pretty good. pretty good. I can't complain too hard. Yeah, I like these. These are almost fire red. There's a handful of males that ain't, but they still are pretty good. I think they are about as good as they were now that I'm looking at them. Whew, I'm happy. All right, this has ended up going better than I planned. So the next thing we're going to do is put out some algae wafers, and we're going to watch them gather up. And then that'll get them all pretty much in the same spot. And it's easier to see the winners from the losers when they're all gathered up together. You can really see which ones are good and which ones ain't. So let's get going on that. Wow, oh wow, am I surprised. What do the kids say these days? Those be fire AF. Alright, man. These are super. And like always with these guys, looks like there's a few females that are a little lesser, but I'm going to be picking out the bad males. And so I'll get to doing that, and I'll show you what I ended up with when I'm done. But man, I'm glad I gave these guys another chance, because they are pretty good. Wow, really happy with these. So I was getting ready to pull some moss out. Look at this one I found here in my hand. That's a good one, but I can't confirm it 100% out of the tank. So I'm just going to drop it in here in the Skittles tank. Yeah, I think it's a little lesser buried female. Alright, so these are the ones we pulled out of here. Let me get this thing to focus. I actually ended up pulled more, well, I don't think there's more, but just as many females where I could see too much saddle through the shell. And there's a couple males I pulled. They didn't have the best body, but they even had red legs. Let's see if I can find one of those. Yeah, it's not going to focus. Alright everyone, man, I tell you what, when we started this earlier today, I honestly was not that excited. I was kind of, let's see what we got. And now, wow, I'm speechless. This gives me another tank to be super, super excited about. I've had the reds in this tank, this project tank, doing really good. Then that die-off happened. And now, I mean, these are better than ever. These are the straightest this tank's ever been overall. There's still a handful I've got to pick out. There's lots and lots of little ones, so we're coming off a recent baby boom. It looks like that first generation grew up, had babies, and now their babies are having babies. So now I got it all cleared out, and I can come up here. Oh man, I'm excited. I want to be on this tank all the time, pulling all the bad ones that I can get. Because, another tank to be excited about, and ended up way better than I even dreamed of. This shrimp line in this tank. So, thank you guys for watching. Bye.